It's hard to watch this team offensively because they just don't have that second. We've been talking about third, right?
Right.
All year. But even that second, extremely capable scorer. DeAndre is a good scorer, but he's more of an opportunistic scorer,
Yes.
wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So who else is creating offense? No one.
You think DeMaria, you think Keontae Kennedy, but it hasn't quite come
It hasn't.
along. It hasn't surfaced the way you thought it would.
And it's still early with this
course.
team, right? We're just getting into conference play. DeMaria just came back. He has
But each game that goes by, it's getting later and later into the season.
Absolutely.
And you want to, if you talk to any basketball coach, you want to have that figured out by conference play.
Absolutely.
You want to have all of the pecking order all situated. And I don't know
we
if they're
thought
quite
they were
there
going to
yet.
have that.
I mean, they have the pecking order, 1-2
Right.
pecking order. But after that,
we thought they were going to have all this. We thought that third scorer was going to be obvious, and we thought a second shot creator was going to be obvious, whether it be DeMaria or Keontae or Jonathan Lawson or whoever it may be. And it still hasn't come to fruition, which is, to me, cause for concern.
Yeah, and largely when it comes to when Kendrick is struggling, let's call it how it is, right? Offensively, I don't know if they do a whole lot of running anything. They don't just sort of put it in the hands of Kendrick Davis and DeAndre Williams, and they go make things happen. That's what it is. And when Kendrick has that game where he's off in the head, it gets stagnant. The ball sticks a little bit more.
Right.
But I thought the spark they needed, and we've seen it in the past. I remember the USF game in 2019 in particular. It sort of reminded me of that performance. It's Alex Lomax in games like that, right? In conference play, sort of knowing his role, he had 7 steals, 6 assists. I mean, he in that second half willed them back up in that game, and he didn't score a whole lot. He didn't do anything in that regard. But those dirty work plays he made were the reason I think that the Tigers were able to get a 10-point win, truthfully, in the end of the day.
Completely agree. Yeah, he played an incredible second half, was all over the floor defensively, finished on some of those steals with layups, and was able to capitalize on those opportunities. But it's how long can we sit here and wait for that to happen every single game? It's not going to. You're gonna have more of these 2-lane losses if it continues to happen.
I mean, think about the example. I just brought up an example from 2019.
Right.
It doesn't happen every game that Alex
Right.
Lomax is going to be locked in and he's going to come save you. But it feels like there's that one game a year where he does that, and that's the one. But you have to be offensively better than you were the other night if you're Kendrick Davis, and you have to be more locked in. And the issue that comes with him to a certain extent, I feel like he just gets out of his head. He misses a few shots, gets a little frustrated.
Maybe starts pressing a little bit.
Maybe presses a little bit. And the other night he got hit in the head, and that really bothered him. But he needs to stay within himself because that's the best ball he plays.
Absolutely.
And I like he brings intensity, and in big games, you look at Auburn, Alabama, he brings the intensity and he stays within his head and can go score. But there's some of those off nights where he gets a little too hyped up, and it's for the worst.